Good morning to all of you present in the session. Okay, in our last session, did we complete infix to postfix notations? Yes or no? Okay, so we have to go with practical number 5, correct? Infix to postfix has been done. Okay, I hope everybody has that program now. So we are going to go with your practical number 5. Also, I would like to remind you that in your Google Classrooms, first of all, if you have not joined that Google Classroom, kindly join. Link was already sent to you in the email. Okay. And if you have joined, then well and good. Do keep in mind the due date for your practical number 1 and 2. Okay. It is around, I guess, 22nd September or somewhere. Due date is that. So if you have not joined the class, please join the class, follow the instructions given for the each practical and submit it. Yes, due date is on September 22nd. And it was assigned to you on September 7th. Okay, so enough time was there for you to complete within 22nd of September. So please do write it down, scan it and upload it as one PDF for your practical 1 and 2. Still, if you have doubts, then instructions are very clearly mentioned. You can read them, understand and then do the necessary action. Okay, I am presenting my screen. Once you are able to see it, please do tell me. Okay. See, we are going to go for your practical number 5. Okay. Program to implement queue using arrays which performs the following operation: insert, delete and display. Okay. So how is the flow of this program? First of all, how we are going to target it? Program for queue, okay, and its operations. Now, how will we target this? What shall be the flow of this program? Okay, for this today's practical, what will be the flow? See, in this practical of stack, that is our practical number 3. If you can recall, we have implemented switch case and while loop. Okay, so here we are going to implement while. For what reason? So that user can run the application, or you can say program, on his or her number of choice. Okay, So as many times this while loop choice is given 1, that many times this program is going to run. Okay, so first of all, I'm leaving the variable initialization part and all. That is but obvious. But how we are going to go with the flow once we have initialized or defined our variables then. So first of all, you are going to take a while loop, okay, so that user can run the options. All right, we have to give him the options to insert, delete, and display in the queue. Okay, so as many times as he wants or she wants, they can do insertion. For Q, it is NQ, DQ, and display. Okay. So for for Q, they can do NQ as many times as they want. They can do DQ. Okay, in a similar manner. So first while loop. Then, of course, you need a switch case. Okay. So switch case with 4 cases. Okay. Out of which first one is your NQ operation. Second is your DQ operation. Third is your display operation. And fourth is the exit. Okay, so switch cases with 4 case. Alright. NQ, DQ, display and exit. Fine. That was your main part inside your main function. Now, because we are taking these 3 menus, you are going to require 3 user defined functions. Okay, so that will be your NQ, DQ, display and exit, 3 user defined functions, and you are going to call them from this switch case. So this is the flow. Okay, you have to create one while loop. Why we are creating a while loop? So that the program is running on our command. Okay, and it is not just executing once, it is going to execute as many times as we want. Okay, inside that while we are going to place our switch case with 4 cases. Okay, NQ, DQ, display and exit, and 3 user defined functions, that is NQ, DQ and display. Okay, now first of all, as we are discussing Q, all right, so let's discuss our NQ operation first. What do you understand by NQ, students? When I say NQ, what do you understand by NQ operation? Nobody? Nobody understands what is NQ operation? Exactly. What was so difficult in this? Inserting the values. Students, still in sleep? Wake up. NQ means insertion of your element. Okay, inside your queue. Now, as we are talking about queues, what is the condition for queue to be empty? Okay, first of all, tell me how many variables you are going to take for queue. This is queue with the help of arrays. Okay. So how many variables you are going to require to maintain the queue?
Might be 2, I am not sure.
Correct, Tushar. You are absolutely right. You are going to need 2 variables. Okay. For your operations in queue, you are going to need 2 variables. If you can recall in the session,
Ma'am, can you explain what is queue once again?
Okay, I suppose as nobody is answering, even they are not able to, recall. Students, do tell me what is the issue, okay? So in that manner I can teach you. Because I am thinking like you guys do remember everything. So it's good that you should tell me at least that what you want exactly to go with the practical. Remember this diagram, everyone? This diagram, do you remember? I'm not talking about theory. Diagram, do you recall?
Actually, I don't remember anything about cues. Can you explain from starting?
This is starting, Tushar. Just wait. What about rest of the students?
I mean, this picture front is positioning in the first element, and the rear is positioning in the last element.
Yes, Tushar, I am going to explain. First, let me just verify that students are, active in the session and just not in the sleep. Because I'm asking one simple question of yes or no. Still, out of total 15 participants, three people are just me. Okay, three Kaushas I can see. So rest of the 12 people, I don't know why they are not replying. It was a simple yes or no answer. See, in your cues are generally, I'm explaining it from the very starting. Okay, so don't think that we are going from anywhere in between. Okay, your cues are ideally represented using arrays or your linked list. Okay. Now we have not covered linked list. So in our practical right now, we are going to deal with implementation of queue with array. Okay. Once we have covered linked list, then we have a practical for that also. Implementation of queue with the help of linked list. But right now, as the very first topic in our linear data structure, we saw array. Now we have seen queues. Okay, in our class we are at circular. We have finished circular queue. Okay, so in your queues, generally your queues are represented using arrays or linked list. Here we are going with the array representation. Now your queue, when the concept of queue is told, or whenever queue is mentioned, automatically you should come up with two variables along with the queue. Okay, the name of those two variables is front and rear. Okay, what is the purpose of front? Front is going to keep the position of the element which got added at the very first time. Okay, the queue follows the pattern of first in, first out, correct? Or you can say first come, first serve. So FIFO or FCFS. Okay, that is the pattern. For stack, it was LIFO, last in, first out. Here in queues, it is FIFO, FIFO, first in, first out. Or in other words, you can say FCFS, that is first come, first serve. Okay, so the first point to remember in queue is from one end insertion will be happening, from another end deletion will be happening. Okay, the pattern for the operation is first in, first out. Okay, so whichever element is added to the very first time in the queue will be the first one to be removed. All right, that is what you can say in a sentence. Now, when the concept of queue is getting, talked about within you, you should have in mind that, okay, we are talking about queues, that means there will be two variables. Okay, one variable is front, one variable is rear. Now, what is the purpose of front and rear? they are going to keep the position, or you can say the index values with them, so that when you are doing any operation, let's say you are doing insertion, okay, then you have to deal with rear, okay, your rear is going to get incremented. But there is one special case. If your element which is to be added is the very first element, that means it is this h. Here h is at 0th index, okay. So initially your front will be -1, okay, when q is not having any element in the, in your q condition will be front equal to rear equal to -1. Please note down this condition if you have not noted down. When can you say that your q is empty? When front is equal to rear is equal to -1. Okay, so at that time you can say that your q is empty. When can you say that your q is full? When rear is equals to max size -1. Max size is the size of your array. Okay, so here the size of my array is 6. Okay, so 0 to 5, so 6. So when my rear is pointing at 5th index, that is max size -1, 6 minus 1, 5. So when my rear is going to point here at this 5th index, I am going to say that my queue is full, which you can see right now here. If I enter one more character, I am going to increment my rear. Okay, so rear is going to point out at 5. Okay, and then again if I want to do the MQ operation, it is not going to happen. Why? Because rear is max size -1. So condition for your queue to be full is rear is equals to max size -1. All right, note this both condition down. Now coming to front. Okay, now what is DQ operation? DQ is deletion. Okay, so in deletion you are going to deal with front variable. You are not going to touch your rear variable. Okay, in your delete operation we are going to increment your front. Okay, so first of all you are going to remove this element. Let me just explain you with the help of an Excel. It will be easy for you to visualize, that's all. Okay, let's say this is my queue. Let me just color it out so you can see it. Okay, this is my queue. Fine. Now initially my front and my rear are equal to -1. See, in some of your reference resources, whichever you are using, there might be some name conventions like front and rear. Okay, there will be naming conventions like front and back. There will be like head and tail. Okay, there will be head and rear. Okay, or front and tail. Okay, these are the various naming conventions. Please do not get confused. They are all same. Okay, so if in your resources, if whatever resources you are using apart from the PPT, some books which I have referred, there are references of this front and rear as head and tail. They are also calling it as head and rear. They are also calling it as front and tail. Do not get confused. Okay, please do not get confused. They are all one and the same. They are just your naming conventions. Fine. So initially when Q is empty, your front and rear is equals to -1. Okay, now let's discuss first the NQ case, NQ operation. Okay, I am discussing the NQ operation of your practical. All right. Now in NQ, there are two kinds of cases. One is the special case. That means, what do I mean by special cases? The element which you want to insert is the very first element. Okay. Now in NQ, what you have to look at, or you have to remember, you have to increment your rear. Okay. Rear is to be incremented. Rear plus plus. Okay. This is one thing. And in your DQ, operation, you are going to increment your front. Okay. But in NQ, there is one condition. If the element is the very first element in your Q, okay? Q, U, E, U, E. Okay. Then you have to increment this front and rear both. Okay. So F will be equal to R is equal to 0. Okay. If the element is the very first element, let's say I want to add my name only. Okay. So K is the first element. Okay. So I am going to take that K from the user. So if I'm entering K here, if I'm entering K here, okay, then what I have to do, initially my front and rear was at -1. Now they are not going to be -1. They are going to point out here to the index value 0. Why index value? Because this is an array. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay. Size of my array is 6. All right. Now this is the special thing. Okay, this is, you can say, one special case. Ideally rear has to be incremented in your NQ, but if element is the first element in the queue, then you have to increment both your front and your rear. Now you don't have to touch your front. Now onwards, when you are entering any element, now you don't have to touch your front, only rear is getting incremented. So here there will be one condition, else. Okay, but there is one if condition. If element is first in the queue, then you increment both. But if it is not first in the queue, then simply increment your rear, and wherever rear is pointing at, okay, at that value, you are going to place your or that index, you are going to place your value. Now see, next NQ operation if I do, okay, so I have to enter A. Okay, so first what I'm going to do, I'm going to first of all, see, I'm not incrementing my F now. F is going to remain at index value 0. R is going to move, R is going to get incremented to 1. Okay. And then I'm going to add my value A. Okay. Now I'm going again for the NQ operation. So program is again going to check that if it is a first element, no, because I want to enter U now. Okay, I'm going to enter my name only, KAUSHA. So I am going to enter U, but U is the first element, no, because F equal to R equal to -1 is false. So simply increment your rear again. So now rear is pointing at index value 2, and wherever rear is pointing at, store the value. Okay. Again an NQ operation. Again same thing got repeated. Rear incremented from 2 to 3. Okay. Value inserted as S. Again doing the insertion NQ operation. Rear incremented 4. Value inserted. Again doing NQ operation. Okay. Rear went to 5 and value inserted. Okay. Now see, look at this condition. F is at 0, R is at 5. So you can say your Q is now full. Okay. So condition for Q to be full is that R is equals to max size minus 1. What is max size? 6. So 6 minus 1, 5. And you can also see it logically that Q is filled. Now no more NQ operation possible. Okay. So while writing this NQ function, you are going to check the condition that are you able to do the insertion? Is there a space in your array to do the insertion? So for that you are going to check if R is equals to max size minus 1. Okay, so you are going to write here in your NQ operation for insertion of an element. First thing which you are going to check Q is full, that you have to check. And how you are going to check? With the condition if rear, or you can write it as rear equal to max size minus 1. Okay, if this is true, then printf you are going to write as Q full. Okay, this is what you are going to do. Otherwise, else you are going to check this if else condition. This if else condition you are going to implement. Okay, so in else part, if Q is not empty, then in the else part you are going to check, okay, if the element which I want to insert, is it the first element? So how can you check that? If front is equal to rear is equal to minus 1. Okay, if this condition is true, that means the element which you want to insert is the first element. So what you are going to do, first of all, front equal to rear is equal to 0. Okay, so you incremented, or you can say you set from minus 1 to 0. Now wherever this rear is pointing at, because this is NQ, so we are going to deal with rear. So wherever rear is pointing at, you are going to set your value there. So you can write here, let's say Q is the array name. Okay, so Q of rear is equal to X. X is the value, or I can write val. Okay, but if the element, if the element is not the first element which you are going to insert, if it is second, third, fourth, fifth, then you are going to write else condition. Okay, this was your if condition here. In else, what you are going to write? Simply rear plus plus, okay, and Q of rear, wherever rear is pointing at now, is equal to val. Okay, this is how you are going to build your NQ. First of all, you have to check that Q is not full with the help of rear equal to max size minus 1. If it is true, that means no insertion can be done because Q is full. But if it is not true, okay, the Q is empty or there is some space, then you can go for else. Again in else, you have to check the element which you want to insert. It is the first element in the queue with the help of this condition, front equal to rear equal to -1. Okay, if it is true, then you are going to increment both your front and rear to 0. Okay, and wherever rear is pointing at, you are going to place your value taken from the user. Otherwise, if the element is not the first element in the queue, okay, then in else part you are going to write rear plus plus q rear, wherever rear is pointing, there you are going to store your value. Any doubt in the function NQ operation? What about others? Okay, so now what you guys do is, first of all, open up your console. Okay, in your console, first of all, declare the variables. Of course, you have to declare two variables, that is your front and rear. Okay, you have to declare a queue in form of your arrays. All right. Now size you can take dynamically from the user, or you can define it globally as define max size equal to, let's say, 100. Okay. So either you can do it like this, or you can define max size of 100 and then ask user that printf enter the size. Okay, let's say and then store it. So scanf, and you are storing it in some value called n. Okay, and that n you can use it here instead of max size, that is n minus 1, because that was taken from the user. The max size was taken from the user, it was not static. So whatever the user is entering here as n, you can write it as n minus 1 here. Okay, let's first implement this part, this much of it. Two variables, front and rear. Okay, q in form of array, and the size of array you can give it. All right, then in your main function, declare a while loop. Okay, and switch cases. You can even copy paste, if you have that this program of stack ready with you, you can even copy paste it, no problem. You can use that while and switch case, okay, the menu driven program, and implement this NQ function first. I'm keeping this Excel for you. Again, I'm saying these are all your naming conventions. Okay, Kausha Masani, Masani Kausha, they are one and the same person. All right, it is just the naming conventions. If you have any doubt, please do ask now only. All right, because I guess I'm planning for test of 10 marks also from this chapter again for your class. So please, if you are having any doubt in this particular chapter or the topic which we have covered till date in this chapter, do not hesitate. Okay, I am here to help, I am here to explain. If you are done, please do let me know. Okay, Vidhi, please present your screen.
But NQ function is remaining. I've done the remaining part.
And means this thing is done. Is that so?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then please do this NQ function. Then I'll see your program.
Okay.
Anybody else done? Okay, if you want to see the algorithm of the NQ operation, then see it is the same thing as I have coded. First, you have to check that rear is max minus 1. Okay, step number 1. Rear is max minus 1. If it is true, then overflow. So rear max minus 1. N is my max size. Okay, so I am printing Q is full. Otherwise, you have to take first of all the value from the user which he or she wants to enter. Then you have to check that if front equal to rear equal to minus 1. So step number 2, front and rear equal to minus 1. Then increment your front and rear. Okay, wait. Okay, if your front and rear is equals to minus 1, then increment your front and rear to 0, and wherever your rear is pointing at, you are going to place that value. Otherwise, else, what you can do, rear is equals to rear plus 1, simple, and wherever rear is pointing at, place your value. You can write, if you don't want to write this again and again in if and else, what you can do, you can remove this particular statement from both if and else. Okay, just update the positions of your front and rear, and at the end you can write here. Okay, placing the value inserted where rear is pointing. Okay, so this is the algorithm. On your right hand side, on your left hand side is the program. Anybody done? For I it is showing me the error. Oh. What did I mistake? For Q is full. Okay, Aditya. Anuj. Show me your screen, Aditya. No problem. Just show me your screen. Anuj. Devansh. Girish. Girish. Josh. Manav. Nikita. Nikita. Okay, Josh, no problem. Aditya, you can continue. I'll see. You continue. Don't stop presenting. Present your screen, but you can continue your work.
Ma'am, I'm facing some issue.
Vidya, I'll come to you also. Just wait, okay?
Okay.
Aditya, you can continue with your work. Nobody is going to interrupt. Riddhi?
Yes, ma'am.
Riddhi.
Oh, sorry.
Tushar Sethia.
Yes, ma'am.
Tushar Sinha. Tushar. Vidhi is there. Yash. Yashan.
Yes, ma'am.
And last is Yash Raj Singh. Yash Raj Singh. Not there. Okay, Aditya, just show me your NQ operation, please.
It's still to write, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Stop your presenting your screen and quickly write down the NQ operation. Okay.
Okay.
Vidhi, show your screen.
Yes, ma'am.
What is the error?
I don't know. Here some error is there in if condition.
Okay, go up. See, the scope of your integer n is limited to your void main, okay? And you are using that n value in rear equal n minus 1 outside the main. So you have to make the scope of that n as global. Now run the program. Something, okay, yeah, okay, done. Enter the size. Okay.
Yes.
Now you can go for the display option, as you all are quite aware with array, how to display an array. Okay. So you can go for display operation. While I'm watching others work, you can continue with the display. DQ I'll explain. Okay. Then you can do DQ.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Manav, present your screen. Program running. Okay. Go back to the compiler. NQ operation. Function of NQ. Okay. Stop presenting. Josh, I got your picture. Oh, in one picture I am not able to make out. It looks like as if I'm observing us, a star in some galaxy, but okay. Rest of the two pictures are fine. No, it's okay, it's okay. Just kidding. Okay, want to continue and display function, okay. Just I wanted to see your NQ operation, the function for NQ which you have written. Send me the picture for that.
Ma'am,
Yes, Yashank.
ma'am, I am not getting the output. Program is just building up and it says one error, but it's not displaying what is the error.
Okay, show me.
Ma'am, is it visible?
Yes.
Here in the last it says
Yashank, printf. In printf you have forgotten the spelling of printf is wrong. PRI in TF. Line number would be above. Go up. Line number 17.
ma'am here want to continue. Then we have to press 1.
Yes, if you want to continue, then press 1. When you give 0, the loop will get ended.
Yes, ma'am.
When you will give 0 dice, ત્યારે loop end થઈ જશે.
Okay, ma'am.
Devansh,
Yes, ma'am.
present your screen.
Yes, ma'am. Is it visible, ma'am?
Yes, clearly. Go to your enqueue. User defined function. Working.
Ma'am, it is. Wait a minute, ma'am. When I am pressing again one for the inserting, it is just it is not inserting the element. It just only give the menu.
Mm. Go to your case where you have written enqueue case 1. Do one thing. Declare your enqueue in global definition also. Void enqueue and semicolon.
Ma'am, it is just here. It is declared already.
Okay, you have done that.
Ma'am,
Yes.
when the program is running, it is asking to enter the size of the array. So we have defined maximum size is 100, but if we say the size should be 5, then it should not take more than 5 elements.
Correct.
But in my program it is going up to 7, 8 means.
Just let me come to you. Okay. Okay. Devansh, quit
Yes, ma'am.
operation. Do not write case 4.
Okay.
Comment that. You will need that. So you just need to comment it. Okay. Mm, switch case gets over, end gets, while gets over, and main gets over. Okay. Now run your program. Devansh, run your program.
Yes.
Second time it's not going and inserting an element. That is the problem, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Do one thing. Copy this whole code and refresh your online compiler. Or you may even try in one or the other compilers also. Sometimes this happens in online compilers.
Okay, ma'am. Again, it is not inserting the elements.
Okay. Just last time, show me your enqueue function. Okay.
And the last line will be outside the loop.
No. Here you have not given the condition for else. It is always going to check for front equal to -1. But if front is equals to 0, it is not. It doesn't know what to do. See, have a look on my screen. The problem is in between line number 43 to 50. Okay, some
Yes,
the
ma'am.
you have coded correctly, but the flow of logic is not correct. That's why it is not taking the second time the insertion. Okay, just have a look at my screen. I'll explain you what is the problem.
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am, I am getting error.
Who is this apart from Devansh? Okay, Tushar. Tushar, just wait a minute. Devansh, have a look at my screen.
Yes, ma'am.
See, till here it is fine. If rear is equal max -1, then you are going
Yes,
in
ma'am.
else part. Okay?
Yes.
Then you have implemented your if, that if front is equals to
Yes.
-1.
Yes, ma'am.
Then you have implemented it to 0. You wrote
Yes, ma'am.
insert the element, correct?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
But you forgot this condition that if the element you are going to add is not your first element. So there will be one more else condition. Got it? That's why it is not taking your element for the second, third, or fourth time. It is just taking it for the first time.
Okay, ma'am.
All right? Got a mistake? Change, make that
Yes, ma'am.
change. It will run for you.
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, I am also having the doubt. Ma'am, the element is taking more than the space I provide to the the output.
Show me a program. Tushar, just have patience. I'll be coming to you after him.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Now if I run the program and if I provide the size is 5, then first continuous. Yes, ma'am. It took the value 6.
Okay, fine. Got it. Close your console.
Whole console.
No, this black window is a console output.
Yeah, it's gone. It's gone.
Okay, then there is lag in my video. I am able to see that. Okay. Now go to your enqueue operation, user defined function of enqueue. If rear is equal n minus 1. Okay. Yashang, you have forgotten to write q rear equal to value after line number 61. Yes, after that you have to write Q of rear equal to val. Now run the program. Next time you can mute yourself, no problem. I can see your screen. Okay, it is not still checking the condition of Q full or not. Wait, we'll do one thing. Go ahead with the display function. You are very well aware with array, how you are displaying your array. So go for that display function, write the program for that display. I'll just have a look in my program and then I'll come back to you. Start doing the display function for your array. Okay, BQ I'll explain. At that time you can add BQ. Okay, Tushar, present your screen. What is the problem? Judge, there is a mistake in your NQ operation. Also, spelling of scanf is incorrect at line number 66. Spelling of NQ is correct. Did you check that? NQ function code. Okay, go down.
Yes, ma'am.
Tushar, in your error log. Go down. Wait, what is this error saying? NQ redirected as different kind of a symbol. Okay, void inside that NQ. Okay, go in your errors. Let me see your errors first. Don't do anything with your coding part. Let me see your errors first. One of the error is that void inside bracket NQ won't be there. Next, go down in your error log. You can scroll with the help of that up and down arrows. Okay, it cannot find N. Okay, go down, end. You reach the end, Tushar.
I'm in code.
Tushar, first answer me. You reached the end of your log. Okay. See now, starting from the very end. Line number 45, 46, semicolon missing. Tushar, listen to me. Line number 45, 46, semicolons missing. And there is a video lag on my end, so please be patient while scrolling, okay? Otherwise, I would not be able to see your screen properly. Fine. Now go up in your main function. Okay. Line number 10, where you have declared integer n. Again, as I said to Vidhi, scope of that n is limited to your void main. If you are declaring n inside void main, but as you are using that n outside in your enqueue operation also, you have to make the scope of that n, integer n, as global. So declare your integer n outside your main. And you have declared the function in global manner void enqueue. Then enqueue does not come inside the bracket. It is void function name and those brackets, parentheses. Now run the program. Go down after line number 28. Tushar, go down after line number 28. Wait. Okay. Stop presenting your screen. Look into my screen. Because I cannot, speak what is your mistake. I'm going to show what is your mistake. Tushar, stop presenting. And very attentively see my screen, okay? My program. Screen is visible? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
See this, you have done this switch case and there is case 1 and your default, correct? Tushar? Correct? After your switch case,
Yes,
case, why we are
Yes,
running
ma'am.
this while loop? So that it
Yes.
runs on our command, okay? So that we can run these operations as many times as we want. But where you are not taking the input for that same. After end of your switch, where is this statement to continue? You are not taking that. You are not taking the value for the choice if you want to continue or not. So next time when it is going back to this while, the choice by default will be 0. So it is just printing this thing, enter the size. This while loop is not running. Okay, that is the logical error. You have forgotten to write this, to give the C, the value of C which you have declared inside while. Got it?
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
See, students, I suppose if you are done with your NQ, you can easily do the display function. You won't need my help there, but still if you need, then please do ask. Okay. Display function is nothing but the same way you are displaying your arrays. Okay. So this loop you can just call in a separate function. That is all you have to do in your display. So we have done NQ and I told you to do display. DQ is left, which I am going to explain you in a minute. Okay, I am giving you 1 minute because from past 45 minutes we are on NQ only. So that is not, very much encouraged. It's okay, you are taking your time, fine. But we don't have the whole lab for just NQ. We have to see DQ also. Display, you can do it because it is just same as your array display. Okay, so you just have to use one for loop and you have to display all the contents from 0 till rear minus 1, or you can say from 0 till rear. Okay. Okay. With it done with what? Display and NQ.
And there is one mistake.
In my if condition.
Yes, the front is equal to rear. Otherwise, it will every time initialize -1. When
Okay.
I was
Okay.
displaying it.
Yeah. Got it. Got it. Got it. Thank you, Vidhi.
Welcome, ma'am.
And students, I did find that some of you are not writing the comments or say the instructions of what the code is doing. Please do not forget it, okay? Otherwise, it will happen that instead of this if else condition, you are writing everything in one if only. Or it will happen that you won't understand later on that what your program is doing, exactly which line is doing what. Vidhi, present your screen.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Shall I run?
Hmm. Go till queue is full, okay?
Okay. Sorry.
Give Q size as 3, don't give 5. Okay, otherwise you have to go and fill fifth element. So give Q size 3. Okay. Now do the display. Fine. Perfect. 0. Give 0. Vidhi, go up.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. Fine. Stop presenting the screen. All right, students, attention here. Everybody, please stop your programming for some time, few minutes. Okay. Now we are going for a DQ operation. Okay. In your DQ operation, you have to check first of all that your front is not equal to -1. Okay. If it is equal to -1, that means you have to write underflow. Okay. But if it is not, then first of all you have to retrieve the value, increment your front, and return that value. Understand like this. See, this is the condition. Okay. Now we are going for DQ. And we are going to deal with front. We are going to increment our front every time we are going for DQ. Currently position of F is 0. So what you are going to check? If your front is equal -1, that means Q is empty. Empty Q, you cannot delete anything. Okay. So you are going to write, what you are going to write? Q is empty. Okay, if your front is equal -1, that condition is true. Otherwise, else, what you are going to do? First of all, you are going to tell your user using a printf statement that exactly which value is getting deleted. So you can write a printf statement, value to be deleted is %d, okay, and wherever your front is pointing at. So right now my front is pointing at 0. So I'm going to print Q of F. Okay, so it is going to print what? Q of 0 for me. So value to be deleted is 0. Then what I'm going to do with my front? Going to increment. Front is equal to front plus 1. Okay, so now my front got incremented from 0 to 1. Okay, you are not actually going and deleting this. Okay, actually you are not deleting. When you are coming again, when you are coming back again, you are simply going to override this value. Okay, so you cannot think that okay, we incremented front, so this K got deleted, memory is freed. Memory is not freed. Whenever you are, by whichever way, if you are going to come back to index 0, or if you are coming back to index 0 and updating a value, you are just going to overwrite it. Okay, you cannot say that K got deleted entirely, but these are the steps to be followed in DQ. Okay, in your algorithm, here it is said set val equal to q of front and return val. It is nothing but this. Return val means tell the user that exactly which value is getting deleted. Okay, fine. So that is what your DQ. Now if you go on your coding part, this is my NQ, yes, void NQ. Okay, so now if I want to go for my void DQ operation, okay, then first of all, according to my algorithm, what do I have to check? If my front is equal minus 1, if that is the condition, then printf q is empty, dq not possible. Okay, that is what you are going to write. But if my front is not equal to minus 1, so this if condition is false. Else, what I'm going to write here is printf value to be dq'd is %d, okay, and q of front. So wherever currently the front will be pointing at, that value will be returned to the user. Now what do I have to do with front? Front equal to front plus 1. Okay, so this is my DQ operation. Alright, so what you did here, check Q is not empty. If it is not empty, then in go to else, print wherever the front is, increment your front. Okay, so that is the DQ operation. So here you have to write case 2 DQ break. Okay, and you can make one display operation. So this your for loop will go inside that display operation. Okay, from here I am now removing it. And I'm going to make one display operation. So void display. Again in display operation, I will handle one condition before displaying. I will check that if front equal minus 1, then it is Q is empty, cannot display. Okay, that is what I am going to write. But if there is some values, then of course you are going to display using your for loop. All right.
In DQ operation, will all the elements will come forward after one element is deleted?
Come forward means?
Like A will come on 0, U will come on 1, S will come.
No. See, they are going to remain as it is like this. In actual terms, if I tell you, they are going to remain as it is like this. What you are doing? Okay, now see, F is equals to 1, correct? Again, I go for DQ. It is going to check front equal to minus 1. No, front is 1. So Q is not empty. Else, this statement is getting printed. Value to be deleted is A. Okay. Now, after that, what you are doing? Incrementing front. So front is now at 2. All right. Now, if you are going for an operation called change, okay, change operation is what? Nothing but your updation. Okay, you are going and updating a value. So let's say the index value, the change value given by the user is index value 1. Okay, so using your for loop, you are going to reach this one, correct? Q of 0, Q of 1, Q of 2, Q of 3, like that. So you are going to reach this Q of 1. Now Q of 1 is having value as A. Okay. So what you are ideally in Q, you are not going to go back here because front and rear we have to maintain. But for your understanding purpose, I am trying to tell you what is this A and K are not getting deleted actually. Memory is there for them because they are part of array, but they are not getting deleted. Okay, they will be just overwritten. For example, S is here. Okay, S is at number 3. The user gave us a command that he or she wants to change the value at index number 3. So what you are going to do? You are going to traverse till index 3, correct? Then you are going to take the new value from the user. Let's say the user gave value as V. Okay. So what you are going to do? You are not going and deleting S. You are overwriting it with V. Correct? So this is what it is happening in DQ. In ideally, we can say that it is deleting, but actually it is not deleting. The front is just getting incremented so that we come to know that now the values at 0 and 1 index value are no more to be considered as part of your queue. Okay, the values. Memory is occupied by the queue. Value you don't have to consider. Why? Because front is not pointing at them. Front is now pointing at U. Rear is pointing at A. So these values of Q are to be considered. Got it?
Ma'am, but ideally Q should be shifted, no?
No, Q won't getting. This is your Q. This is not your array. If we were talking about array and merging of two concepts of array and queue, then we could have said that okay, we can shift your elements. Okay, but we are not merging two concepts. We are implementing queue with the help of array. Okay.
Okay.
So it is not going to shift your elements.
Ma'am, can you show the
Yasham, there was a voice lag. Huh?
ma'am? Ma'am, can you share the DQ part of the code? DQ condition
Okay.
else.
Here it is. With this, we are completing this practical, your practical number 5. Okay, BQ, NQ, and display operation.
Ma'am,
Yes, Yashant.
ma'am, why we added the another condition in the display?
This one,
Yes, ma'am.
if Q is empty, there is nothing to be displayed. Okay, so what if you are giving this, if you are running this program for the first time and user is giving option number 3 before entering any element, then there will be a blank output black screen. User is not going to know that operation happened or not. So for that, we are handling that situation and we are telling the user from our side that my front is equal to -1. That means Q is empty. So there is nothing to display. Okay, Q is empty, cannot display. Or you can write here, nothing to display. Okay, but if there was at least one element, then this for loop would be running and it will be printing that element. Okay, or that number of elements. Anuj? Can you please present your screen? Okay, send me the picture. Students, with this we are finishing our practical number 5 today. Okay. Again, I am reminding practical 1 and 2 has been assigned to you. Keep in mind the deadline and the instructions and do the needful. Alright. We are keeping this session till here.